Hello and welcome. This is going to be a really late top 10 video, but I still want to share my opinions on my favourite games of 2017, which was honestly a really great year for games. Before I begin the top 10 countdown, I'd like to make some honourable mentions. So, Resident Evil 7, Horizon Zero Dawn, and The Evil Within 2 are all great games that came very close to making it into my list. I also thoroughly enjoyed the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy and Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment expansion, but I'll not be counting any expansions, DLC, remakes, or remasters in my list. I've also never got around to playing Nier Automata, which I've heard very good things about. Okay, here are my personal top 10 games of 2017. Number 10. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is a solid lengthy JRPG with a fairly great story and characters. Loads of progression options and character customization, as well as some solid but slow gameplay. It was the story and the characters that lured me all the way to the end of this game. Number 9. Nioh. This is one heck of a challenging action RPG with fast-paced samurai combat. The game is clearly inspired by Dark Souls, but Nioh manages to take their own spin on it and make it a unique experience. I was addicted to Nioh's gameplay and level of challenge. I'd endlessly throw myself at awesomely designed bosses getting better and better at reading enemy attacks and the game itself. Victories would leave me with an immensely satisfying feeling. Number 8. Cuphead. Another fantastically challenging game. The very unique rubber hose art style makes Cuphead a very unique experience and stands out a lot from other games. You may not be aware, but the game is actually mostly boss runs. I hadn't done my research and I was expecting more platforming stages. Nonetheless, I loved the game. I'm a big fan of the level of challenge offered here, even though admittedly there was a certain dragon stage that I struggled with for many hours, but I pulled through and achieved a very fulfilling victory. Playing with a friend in co-op surprisingly adds even more to the challenge. Number 7. Super Mario Odyssey. 3D platformers made a bit of a resurgence in 2017, and Mario takes the lead. I don't think I've enjoyed a Mario game as much as this since Mario 64. The gameplay is well designed. I often found multiple ways of overcoming obstacles or reaching objectives. Sometimes skill and tricks could be a factor. And there are so many different stars to collect even after you've beaten the game, with fantastic new places opening up. Also, collecting yellow coins has never been so rewarding for me, as this time I could spend them on cosmetic costumes or little additions for my ship. Number 6. Total War Warhammer 2. I've always struggled a little bit with getting into the Total War series. However, the Warhammer series came along and I just can't put them down. There's so much content here and the real-time battles are glorious. Each race provides a huge variety of different units and unique playstyles. For example, as Dark Elves I'd be making use of slaves and be dealing with higher rebellion rates. Lizardmen make use of a geomantic web to connect close cities together for unique benefits. Skaven can hide their towns and cities as they disguise them as ruins, while also using underways to move between their land quickly. And finally, High Elves make use of trading and influence to make more allies or weaken enemies. It's because these races are so well designed, I enjoy completing a campaign for each one of them. Easily one of the best Warhammer games I've ever played. Number 5. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. No other game in 2017 had my heart rate as high as this Battle Royale style survival multiplayer shooter. Starting at 100 players each match, the game becomes exponentially more and more tense as the stakes rise. I've had some great memorable moments with friends as we either goof up and have fun or achieve victory through competent teamwork. Winning a chicken dinner is an incredible feeling, and usually results in a lot of victory screaming over voice chat. Sadly, I've not continued to play PUBG anywhere near as much in 2018. Number 4. Divinity Original Sin 2 for PC. It's fantastic to get a more old school turn-based RPG with such a huge array of options and the ability to forge your own path. I really enjoyed playing my own custom undead character with my chosen game-changing perks such as being able to talk to animals and being healed by poison and mouldy food, in exchange for healing magic and healthy food being harmful. The combat always had me thinking strategically through making use of the environment and crowd control. I was having to constantly update my equipment to keep up with the brilliant level of challenge. I actually wasn't a fan of the online multiplayer with friends. We found that we'd often miss important dialogue and things became more of a chore. I'd like to try local split-screen multiplayer though, as I believe the dialogue issue would be less of a problem here. Number 3. Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've honestly been feeling a little fatigued when it comes to open world games. Thankfully Zelda rejuvenated me with some great gameplay, giving me the freedom to experiment and play in my own style. Experimenting with cooking ingredients, making your own notes of useful things on the map, and taming your own horses are just some of the completely optional features available to the player. I didn't even realise you could surf on your shield until quite a bit into the game. I thought the proper dungeons had some ingeniously designed mechanics. I just wish there was more overall dungeons with even more cool ideas and unique mechanics. Number 2. Sonic Mania. This is a personal favourite. I've not really enjoyed a Sonic game for over 20 years, that is until Sonic Mania came along. Different zones are brilliantly designed to make use of both Sonic speed and platforming, revisiting old Sonic Mega Drive or Genesis levels with updates, twists or new mechanics allowed me to relive some childhood memories. Sonic Mania's devs also showed that they're perfectly capable of developing great entirely new zones too. Press Garden Zone would have to be my favourite new addition, where you start in Robotnik's propaganda press printing factory and transition into a wintry wonderland of cherry blossom trees. There is an absolutely incredible soundtrack to this game and I wouldn't mind owning it. Every zone has 2 acts and each act has different music this time round. I'm eagerly anticipating getting my hands on a physical copy of the Sonic Mania Plus edition coming later this year due to the game's initial success. Number 1. Persona 5 for PS4. This makes my number 1 spot for being an absolutely incredible and stylish JRPG with fantastic storytelling and a wide cast of characters, some of which I found very relatable. I loved the game's soundtrack. Moments can start with instrumental versions of songs, and as your situation becomes more critical, the vocal versions of the same song kick in. I addictively spent over 100 hours on my first playthrough of Persona 5. That time was filled with a variety of different feelings and unforgettable moments. If you're any kind of RPG fan, seriously give Persona 5 a try. So that's my top 10 games for the year 2017. Sadly no Xbox exclusives, but I do hope 2018 will have nearly as many awesome games, and I would love to do a new video for that at the end of that year. So, thanks for watching.